Hey, this is Liz Bentley, and today I wanted to talk about our weaknesses because sometimes they really sabotage our ability to succeed and move forward in our life. So let's start by talking about what we know about weaknesses. Number one, we all have them. And I'm not talking about your inability to navigate the computer or be tech savvy. I'm talking about your gaping character flaws. So the good news is we all have them. So don't feel badly that you struggle with weaknesses. Number two, what we understand from studying the brain is that staring at weaknesses and working on them doesn't work. It actually makes us feel insecure. Our confidence goes down. And sometimes we even start to feel hopeless because it's so hard and it really doesn't work. What does work is working on strengths. When we study the brain, it shows when we work on strengths, our synapses grow, our strengths grow, and our weaknesses actually diminish. Okay, another thing to know about weaknesses. Sometimes a strength, something you're good at, can actually turn into a weakness. Let me give you an example. If you are really detail driven, that is a great quality. Everyone loves that about you. But it becomes a weakness when you become a micromanager, okay? And nitpicky, okay? I'll give another example. If you're a great talker and you can talk to anybody and you can work a cocktail party like no one, that is a great strength until you cannot shut it down and you talk too much and nobody wants to be around you. So sometimes our strengths can turn into a weakness and we want to be aware of where that line is so we don't let it happen. All right, so let me give you some tips on how to navigate our weaknesses. Number one tip, know what they are. Okay, I know that you know what some of them are, but you need to know what all of them are. So take an assessment, take a DISC assessment or a Strength Finder assessment or some kind of personality assessment that will show where you struggle. We offer those assessments so you can take them on our website or take them wherever you want. Another way to uncover weaknesses is get feedback. You can ask for feedback. You can go back and look at old feedback reviews. There's lots of ways to get it. And pay attention to what I call informal feedback. And that's the feedback people around you are giving you all the time. The universe is giving you the thumbs up and the thumbs down that you constantly get. So pay attention to the feedback and see if there is a theme. Okay, number two, do not beat yourself up. Okay, we all have weaknesses, as I said earlier. So don't punish yourself for what you're not good at. It just makes you normal. And the more you beat yourself up, the more you're going to struggle with overcoming them. Okay, number three, once you've identified what these weaknesses are, hire people around you who are the opposite of you, or work with people around you who can help. If you know, for example, that you struggle with typos, that, you have a hard time writing emails and you constantly put typos in them because you go too fast. Number one, slow down, reread, but ask someone to proof your emails or proof your work until you can get better at it or good at it enough that you don't struggle with it anymore. Okay. But so ask for help, even no matter what level you are. Ask for help. It's better to not have the mistake than to ask for the help. Okay. The next one is be accountable to your weaknesses. There's nothing worse than working with someone who's in constant denial of something they struggle with. So let's say you struggle, for example, with indecision. And because you can't make up decisions, you slow things down and you bottleneck problems and you let things around you take too long and they get delayed. And then every time this comes up, you make excuses. Well, there was this, there was that, there was this, and you're making all these excuses. You're making everyone around you so frustrated because they know that you struggle with indecision. They know that this is your problem, and you just making excuses and not being accountable makes them more frustrated and makes them feel like you're never going to overcome this problem. Okay? So be accountable to it. And the last tip, number four, I would say, number five, I think, is to work with your strengths. Okay, you have strengths that can overcompensate for your weaknesses. So lean into your strengths. Okay, so for example, if you struggle with self-discipline And that's not something that is natural to you. You really struggle with self-discipline. What is a strength that can overcompensate for that? So maybe you're competitive. If you're super competitive and you're driven by being the best and get crazy when you lose, use that to compensate for your lack of discipline. I promise you, whatever strengths you have, they will make up for whatever weaknesses you have. So lean into those strengths. They're going to make you feel great about yourself, and they're actually going to diminish those weaknesses. So thanks for listening, and we will see you next Tuesday.